For more information, visit westliberty.edu/nursing.
Do you want to learn more about West Liberty University? Register for one of our Black and Gold Days. You'll learn about the admissions process, financial aid, and housing, plus get details about your intended major. You'll even be entered for a chance to win a $1,000 scholarship just for attending. Get everything you need to know. Register for the January 26th event at westliberty.edu/visit. Visit, tour, connect at West Liberty University.
Live from the ASRC on the campus of West Liberty University, it's Hilltopper basketball as they take on conference foe Glenville State. Before we get things underway, we would like to thank our Jack Adams Hilltopper Athletic Club sponsors. Thank you for supporting our WLU student athletes and their continued success. And those sponsors are Main Street Bank, Dr. John P. and Mrs. McCullough, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Dr. Clyde and Mrs. Campbell, Belmont Savings Bank, Alco Fence, IBBW Local 141 of Wheeling, West Virginia, Calcruth Roofing and Sheet Metal, Undo's Restaurant, the Alpha Tavern, Gil Allen CPA, Generations Restaurant and Pub, WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital, The Store, and the Dirty Dog Tavern. Hello everyone, welcome back inside of Topper Station. We have a great men's action coming up here in a few moments. I'm Isaac Basinger. Joining me here in a few moments will be Coach Lynn Allum, and should have a good one on our hands here as we have Glenville State, a team that were willing to run with the Hilltoppers coming in this one, but West Liberty comes into this one as the leading scoring offense in the country. Glenville not too far behind them, but they lead the country in threes made, so that's going to be a key factor looking at this one. But the Hilltoppers come into this one. A huge congratulations to them as well, as their 100th week ranked inside of the top 5 in Division II. A truly an incredible feat here for Coach Allen and his squad. We'll have a great matchup here in a few moments, but we'll take a quick break. But when we come back, we will have the Main Street Bank tip-off, the starters, and more here on Topper Station.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the West Liberty University Highland Center. I'm going to be your tour guide today. My name is Phil Carl, and I am the newly appointed Director of Facilities here. So what does that mean? Where are we? And what happens here? So whether you knew it or not, since 2009, West Liberty University has had roughly a 12,000 square foot presence at the Highland Center. We're right across the street from the Marquee Cinema, snuggled right up next to the Fairfield Inn, and are conveniently located right above DeCarlo's Pizza, so you can entertain, stay, eat, hang out at the Highlands with West Liberty. So as the Director of Facilities, my charge has been to figure out what this facility will be for the future of West Liberty and the Highlands community at large. And moving forward, we want to be a better community partner and offer a wider variety of services. So if you've got a couple of minutes, come with me. I'm going to show you around the facility, and we'll lay out a couple ideas for what West Liberty is planning for this facility and how it can better engage with the community. One of the beautiful things about this facility is right next door there's a 4,000 square foot event room that is maintained by the Ohio County Development Authority. And luckily for us, we have awesome county commissioners that have already spoken to us about a shared partnership utilizing that room, and then the opportunity for West Liberty to engage with breakout rooms. So you could have an event next door, come over here for some breakout sessions, and spend all of your time in one location. And as we move down the hallway, one of the first rooms we come into is room 209 that shares space with room 210. So this room is partitionable. Is partitionable a word? It can be partitioned, cut in half. So right now as the room is laid out, it's about 1,500 square feet and has room for roughly 60 guests to come and spend their time, and a little bit of spare space, so if you wanted to set up food or beverage, you could do so. And like all of the classrooms at the Highlands, it's set up with smartboard technology, projector screens, laptop stations with Apple TV, and it's really a plug-and-play solution. So right now this room is kind of used as our flex space. If you want to have an event to come in and entertain, a continuing education sort of thing, there are customers that come in to take certified testings on the weekend, and it's really just a great open space that is very, very convenient, and again, that it can be partitioned So this room can go from 1,500 square feet in a large room of 60 to 750 square feet in a room of 30 in just a matter of seconds. One of the things we're going to do here is repurpose some of the classroom space into clinical services center. So in the first quarter of 2022, we're going to take room 226, which is roughly 750 square feet. We're going to clean all of these tables out, and this is going to become the first Highlands Center Clinical Services area. And we're going to put in a waiting room. There's going to be a reception desk. There's going to be soundproof private office space in the back. So the idea is a couple of days a week, our behavioral health services and our hearing and audiology services will share time here, so that if you have behavioral health needs, if you needed to see a clinical therapist, or if you have hearing and audiology needs, you can come to the Highlands and utilize those services from West Liberty University. So another part of our growth as a university here is that we wanted to be more expansive for learning of tomorrow. So as we all know, remote work, remote learning isn't going away, and we have to adapt to that. So one of the things that we're committed to doing here in room 228 at the end of our facility is putting in what we refer to as a distance learning room, or a connected classroom rather, as I heard one dean put it. I like that term better, connected classroom. So we're moving on these things pretty quickly, and our goal is to have a professional distance learning center that we can utilize for West Liberty purposes, but then corporations or community partners could utilize for their purposes as well. So the last stop on our next phase of construction is going to be room 213. So we walked through 209 and 210, a 1,500 square foot room. 213 is similarly laid out in a 30 by 50 configuration, another 1,500 square foot room. So 213 right now is our largest classroom, and it, as you can see, is just one big open space classroom. But what it will be in a matter of months after we clean it out is a certified testing area. So what we're committed to do in the next 4 to 6 months is completely renovate this room as you see it now, with a reception desk for a proxy, storage lockers so you can empty your pockets and keep your belongings safe, and then a room of roughly 15 to 20 cubicles with security cameras and technological updates so that a person can log in with a computer, take a test securely, get their things when they're done, and not have to travel an hour to 2 hours away to get that type of secondary certification that they may need. Folks, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to come on this mini tour with me. That's certainly not our entire facility, but it's an updated look on the next couple of projects that West Liberty is committed to providing for this community. Flexibility, continuing education, community outreach, and our rich Hilltopper culture. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by. I'm here most days, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or you could reach out to us at highlands@westliberty.edu. We appreciate your time, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks, guys.
Tomorrow's innovators, teachers, caregivers, researchers, leaders, and creators all have one thing in common. They started out just like you. At West Liberty University, you are the focus. This is a place where you will gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to change your life and the world around you. It all starts here, with you. Visit westliberty.edu to start your journey. It's all here at West Liberty University.
What are you working for? Do you want to pursue your athletic potential while earning a degree that will benefit you for a lifetime? Do you want to play at the highest level in your sport? Do you want to be a champion? That's what the 12 proud members of the Mountain East Conference are advancing toward every day, providing opportunities and pursuing excellence. The Mountain East Conference.
Welcome back inside of the ASRC. Men's action about to get underway. We have Coach Allum here with us now. Coach, give us your keys to tonight's game.
They don't usually change. The keys are West Liberty again generating something out of their pressure. And Glenville's got a couple kids that can just flat out score. So you can't let them have career nights.
Again, Glenville, the team that leads the country in three-pointers made per game. It's around 12. As we are a few short moments away from getting the starters. As we're going to start now, we'll start with the opposing Glenville State Pioneers. As it will start with number 08, Scarborough, the 6'3" senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Then following him will be number 3, Zane D'Souza, the 6'3" senior from Davie, Florida. Then it will be number 15, Gus Eddy, the 5'9" sophomore from Charleston, West Virginia. And then their big gun, number 21, John Williams Jr., the 6'4" senior from Augusta, Georgia. And then rounding out the starting lineups, number 23, Tommy Williams, the 6'2" sophomore from Shady Spring, West Virginia. They are coached by Justin Caldwell. His record is 42-47 in his 4th season as the head coach of the Pioneers. The lights turn down at the ASRC. That means it's time for the starters for your West Liberty Hilltoppers. Coming out first will be number 1, Malik McKinney, the 6'3" junior from Bowie, Maryland. Following him will be number 2, the reigning MEC Player of the Week, Bryce Butler, the 6'5" sophomore from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. And it will be number 10, Viktor Kovacevic, the 6'8" senior from Belgrade, Serbia. And number 23, Pat Robinson III, the 6'3" junior from Chesterfield, New Jersey. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Hilltoppers, number 24, Ben Sarson, the 6'6" freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Hilltoppers are coached by Ben Hallett in his 5th season as the head man. He comes into tonight's game with a record of 119-20.
West Liberty coming off a very impressive performance down in the state's capital on Saturday, playing a very talented Charleston team, which was a battle for first place, with Fairmont being in that mix as well. West Liberty got out of the gate slowly and then probably played their best 25 minutes of the season.
Hilltoppers will go left to right in the first half. Glenville State will go right to left. Main Street Bank tip-off is going to be won by the Pioneers as they wear their away royal blue uniforms with the white numbers and letters on the fronts and back with the checkered down the sides. West Liberty in the away gray, or the home gray uniforms, as getting a block inside. Ben Sarson and Bryce Butler right there to help it out. Where the away, or the home again, gray uniforms with the yellow lettering across the front, black numbers as well, as Malik McKinney will control it. To the right side to Pat Robinson. Robinson has a step, spins, kicks it out to Kovacevic, to Malik McKinney. 7 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. McKinney drive, finishes it off. The Hilltoppers lead 2-0.
A strong move by Malik to open the game.
Controlling it was Williams. Gets it up to D'Souza. Zane D'Souza to number 15, Eddy. Finding Williams, gets it poked away by Kovacevic. Glenville State will have it. 15 on the shot clock, 19:02 remaining in the first half.
I've been teasing Coach Hallett all week. Can't let D'Souza get any threes in the corner.
John Williams fires the deep triple. That's off the mark. Had a big game in the Mountain East Conference semifinal last year, but the Hilltoppers are able to come and win as Kovacevic fires a 3. Bullseye, 5-0 lead for the Hilltoppers. Back on that last statement, had the big performance to help get them to come back in that one, but we're upending on a Malik McKinney buzzer beater 3. That That one's poked out of bounds. Glenville State will inbound it from the side. 28 on the shot clock. As Williams will fire it in, he's able to find D'Souza. He gets it over to Scarborough as Williams Jr. will control it. Williams faces pressure and will look to drive inside. Stops, fadeaway jumper, got it to fall, 5-2. Pat Robinson looking to go to work. Finds McKinney towards the corner. McKinney looking to go baseline, picks up the dribble, floats it back out to Ben Sarson. Sarson backs his man down, is able to find Robinson, stops on a dime, looks to float it up, touches every part of the rim, won't fall. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Scarborough, who's able to find Williams. Back to Scarborough after the pass was tipped. Williams again, he's got 3 to get it over, and picks up the dribble, just gets it over in a matter of time, but out of bounds off of Ben Sarson's tippy toes. And Glenville's able to get it again from the side.
So close to a 10-second call there.
Williams will fire it in. Gets it in just in the nick of time to Scarborough. Back to Williams, drives up off the window, a little too strong. McKinney's able to grab the rebound. Hilltoppers will want to push it. Finds Bryce Butler. Euro steps, tries to pass it, tips it in the air. This one gets thrown out of bounds, and it's going to be Glenville basketball.
There's a tough call. I think we'll give Coach Caldwell credit for that call.
He was the closest. That's what he can use to his defense. As the pass goes to Williams, works it inside, will curl it back out to set up the offense. Actually, he'll just fire the triple. That's off the mark. Rebound and put back won't fall for Scarborough. The Hilltoppers will push the other direction as Pat Robinson, one-hand pass over to left wing to McKinney. Underneath, Kovacevic, good spin move, finishes it off, and one as well, Victor Kovacevic.
We've seen that spin move several times this season when he gets it on the block down there.
Put John Williams in the spin cycle and picked up the foul as well. As the Hilltoppers will go for a fresh 5. 4 into the game now. Kovacevic will shoot. If he makes it, it'll come out.
I usually say spin cycle, but there's an NBA play-by-play guy that calls it the tornado.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to add that to the repertoire. Passes in. Hilltoppers with the second 5 into the game, that being Austin Webb, Zach Rassil, Marlon Moore, Christian Montague, and Garrett Denbo. They bring the pressure as Congleton controls it. Looking for space, was Fallon. Congleton driving the baseline, gets it poked out of his hand by Denbo, and Zach Rassil was able to scoop it up from there. Hilltoppers to the 6-point lead, 16:50 remaining in the first half. Montague on the right wing had a great game from 3 against Charleston. Marlon Moore hands it back to Montague. Montague driving, finds Marlon Moore. Marlon with 10 to shoot, fires it from the elbow, gets it to fall, it's 10-2. Williams toes the baseline, is able to stay in, facing pressure, gets it back. 3 to get it over, he has plenty of time. The other side, Fallon steps into a triple, and he gets it to fall, it's 10-5.
As you had mentioned, Glenville leads the nation in 3-point field goals per game.
Foul's going to be called before the inbound. Go against number 23, Tommy Williams, his first team foul, number 2.
Glenville went to the press system a few years ago. Got to see it on that possession.
One of the high-flying games you're going to see this year where both teams are willing to run. The Hilltoppers will control it. Marlon Moore pump fakes the backdoor pass. He's able to find Zach Rassil. 16 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. Marlon Moore drives inside, floats it up, rattles it home. It's 12-5.
Back-to-back baskets, Marlon Moore.
Williams faces pressure from Denbo and Rassil. Fires across court, finds Fallon. Fallon is able to walk it across as Marlon Moore plays defense on him. Fallon looks for the screen from Scarborough, doesn't take it. Williams Jr. on the left wing, Austin Webb playing the defense. Switching, firing the long 2 as Williams off the mark. Scarborough grabs the rebound and is able to get the putback to fall. Montague catches the inbound, faces a double team, finds Zach Rassil, has a lot of open space. tries to pass it through. That's a kicked ball, as the Hilltoppers will maintain the possession of 23 on the shot clock. D'Souza back into the game. Williams will take a seat. 15-17 remaining in the first half. Christian Montague will control it, walking up. Fallon playing defense on him. Marlon Moore takes it, fakes the handoff. Marlon at that right elbow. Pump fakes. Denbo fires a triple. Bullseye! 15-7.
I was watching him in warm-up, and from that exact spot, he was hitting shot after shot after shot.
If that's one of the rare threes he shoots, it's not from the corner, too.
Yes.
D'Souza is able to find Fallon. Now dribbles towards the center of the floor. Montague playing tight defense on him. Gets the screen from Scarborough. Williams Jr. is able to get it. Marlon Moore playing tight defense. Williams Jr. has a step, goes inside, floats it up. Foul's going to be called. We'll see who it's on. John Williams Jr. will head to the line and shoot two. And it goes against Christian Montague. That'll be his first, team first. Free throws upcoming after the media timeout. Hilltoppers lead 15-7, 14:35 remaining in the first half here on Topper Station.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays and most holidays?
That's incredible.
And if all their accounts had low fees or no fees?
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
If your home or business has been damaged by fire, call the Single Source Provider. From board up to move back in, we provide content and structural services, and we guarantee no smoke smell. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. The team, the Mountaineers.
Hilltoppers lead 15-7. John Williams Jr. will head to the line and shoot two out of this timeout. And although I wasn't here last Wednesday, it's great to see Will Yoakum back out on the floor.
Oh, it was a special moment. The crowd was into it. Everybody's so excited to see him out there, and he knocked down his first shot. The place went crazy. Yeah, it was a good night.
I will say that doesn't surprise me whatsoever with the type of player that Will is.
And that's what people forget. You know, we've talked. West Liberty comes in at 20-2, and that's without a Will Yoakum, who's a first-team all-conference guy.
And if he wasn't hurt coming into the beginning of the season, could have been a Conference Player of the Year frontrunner. Pat Robinson hands it off. McKinney back to Kovacevic. As Pat Robinson just outside of the elbow, 12 to shoot. Robinson looking to work through D'Souza. Yoakum doesn't take the three. You back it back out. 7 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. Robinson pump fakes the pass, drives inside, spinning, floats it up, and gets it to fall. 17-9.
He's got such a good mid-range game.
Pressure as Williams fires. Yoakum gets just a piece of it, as a couple bodies were there, especially D'Souza was able to take it down. As Williams looking to get past Bryce Butler, gets the switch. Yoakum puts on the defense. Gets a hand on that one. Scarborough grabs the rebound. Putback attempt goes up. He's going to be fouled in the process. Butler picks up the foul. His first, team foul number 2. 13:40 remaining in the first half. West Liberty has the 17-9 lead.
Isaac, big game in the region. Cal PA and IUP tonight. Cal PA's out to a 26-15 lead with 11 minutes left in the first half.
An early lead there for big matchup in the Atlantic Regional. Second free throw is good, as it's a 7-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Pat Robinson floats it back over to Bryce Butler, who gets it across half court. Butler has the screen, finds McKinney, fires the triple off the front of the rim. Rebound by Williams Jr. Faces the pressure, and eventually he's able to get it across half court. John Williams Jr. has a step, goes for the layup, and gets it to fall. The lead is only 5.
When he gets it going, he's a tough cover.
Kovacevic underneath, Yoakum spinning, looking for space, spins again, can't get it to fall. Rebound by Scarborough. Fallon up to Williams Jr. Curls back towards the center of the floor and will slow it down. Finds Williams, back to Williams Jr. Williams Jr. working. On the left side to Fallon. Under 10 to shoot. Tommy Williams got a space, goes. Foul's going to be on the floor, and will go against Malik McKinney for the block. His first team foul, number 3. Tell you one thing, Glenville doesn't make it easy on the names. They have the women's side where they play umpteen million players, and we have 2 Williams in the starting lineup, and they're on the floor. As John Williams Jr. has it. Bryce Butler working on him, hands it back to Souza, back to Williams Jr. Able to work, stops at the foul line, back to the Souza. John Williams Jr. Under 5 to shoot, cuts inside, hands it off to Scarborough, tries to outweight everybody, and eventually does as it was poked away first, but is able to continue at it. It's a 1-possession game. Kovacevic finds Pat Robinson. Cross-court pass, Montague to Malik McKinney. Inside Robinson against John Williams Jr. Off the front iron, king into the fall. Robinson put back attempt also off the mark. Williams Jr. with the rebound, picks up his dribble, finds Fallon working down the center of the floor. Behind the back move, will curl it back, faces pressure. John Williams Jr. in the center of the paint will drive, curls it back out again. Chance to cut it to 1 point or tie it. Williams Jr. fires the 2 off the back iron, rebound by Montague. Del Choppers push it the other direction, trying to extend the lead. Kovacevic gets a quick little tip, and the easiest assist he'll get as Pat Robinson's able to finish it off. Timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout as Glenville called the timeout. Interesting start to this one. It seems like West Liberty, it's a close game here, but they're not really, defense hasn't been bad. It's just Glenville's making some shots.
Yeah, and Glenville's hit the offensive glass a little bit here, and Scarborough's got some putbacks. But, you know, the one thing, and in basketball this happens to teams at all levels, but West Liberty's kind of in one of these lulls that they occasionally go through. You know, they scored 13 points right out of the gate. And, you know, we want them to get working back to the Mark Crow-inspired 100 for 100 club.
Absolutely. Glenville will have it on the baseline. 11:31 remaining in the first half. Hilltoppers on the floor. Bryce Butler, Pat Robinson, Zach Rousseau, Christian Montague, Victor Kovacevic. For Glenville, number 5, Seth Fallon, Tommy Williams, Zane D'Souza, John Williams Jr., and Scarborough. As Fallon's able to break the pressure and curl it back on that beautiful West Liberty logo. Has a screen from Scarborough, and he'll take it. Fallon stops, fires the shot just outside of the elbow, off the mark. Right there to grab the rebound is Williams and finish it off.
I think we've seen enough offensive rebounds to last our life.
Pass was going out of bounds. Butler tries to throw it off a Glenville body. They're able to keep it in. John Williams Jr. driving, kicks into the corner. Fallon, extra pass to Souza. Top of the key, Tommy Williams. He's able to find Adrian Scarborough. Working inside. Draws a contact. Foul is going to be called, as this one will go against Bryce Butler, his second, team foul number 4. So Bryce Butler with 2 quick fouls in this one at the 10:50 mark of the first half. Adrian Scarborough at the line. His first free throw hits back iron.
Bryce Butler was special again on Saturday. He's just had such a spectacular year, and he does it in so many ways.
Scarborough fired the second one after he missed the first. This one is also off the mark. Marlon Moore came into the game for Bryce Butler, grabs the rebound. He's able to bounce it over to Pat Robinson. Robinson pump fakes, floats it inside. Marlon Moore. Oh, behind the back pass. Victor Kovacevic finishes it off. And there's a candidate for the Belmont Savings Bank play of the game. And firing the straightaway three, Tommy Williams rattles it home. It's a 2-point lead for the Hilltoppers.
This is a dangerous team. West Liberty had a big lead down there, and Glenville came back and tied it at one point.
Pat Robinson driving inside, is able to get around the body. As a blocking foul is going to be called inside. The foul will be on the floor. Foul goes against Tommy Williams. That will be his second, team foul number 3. Ben Starson into the game for Victor Kovacevic. Dejan Coggleton into the game for Tommy Williams. Montague gets it in. Rasil doesn't take the three. Starson from straight away from triple land. Knocks it down. 24-19.
Great pass, Zach Rasil, who had maybe a chance to launch his own three.
As Scarborough goes up, the referees in the crowd thought that he traveled, but a foul is eventually called against number 4, Dejan Coggleton. And that will bring us to the media timeout. Hilltoppers have the 24-19 lead, 9:48 remaining in the first half here on Topper Station.
We respond to infectious outbreaks with EPA-approved disinfectants. We offer full-surface and high-touch decontamination, whether your facility has had a case or you'd like a precautionary cleaning. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, the team the Mountaineers call.
BSB tip of the day. Your bank should have a good rewards program. Kasasa Tunes gives you rewards for iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon, depending on how you use your checking account. That's Kasasa Tunes at Belmont Savings Bank.
All right, now you're just like Danny, huh?
They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training.
Here you go, Daddy.
Or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity. Part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Dad. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
24-19, the Hilltoppers have the lead, 9:48 remaining in the first half. I'm Isaac Mason, alongside me is West Liberty Athletic Director Coach Lynn Olam. That last foul went against Dejan Coggleton. And not to be Captain Obvious here, I think that Deja Coggleton, who plays for the women's team, is his sister. Both from Huntington.
You know, we're 9 minutes left here in the first half, and Glenville's only turned it over one time.
It's been a solid basketball game for both sides. Marlon Moore controls it, 12 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. He's able to find Christian Montague. Montague inside with the speed, draws the foul, and Christian Montague will head to the line and shoot 2.
Christian came up big down at Charleston, hit, I believe, 4 threes in the game.
Zane D'Souza picks up the foul, his first, team foul number 5. Montague shooting 2. First one will fall. Christian on the season is a 76.5% shooter from the charity stripe. Second one touches the rim about 7 times and won't fall. Scarborough is able to grab the rebound. Fallon to Williams Jr. The other side back to Fallon. 20 to shoot. It's John Williams Jr. spinning inside, picks up the dribble, backdoor pass. Fallon tries to drop it off for Scarborough. Nobody home. Pat Robinson will take it the other way. Goes looking to finish, and he does! As Rex Lancaster gets a little bit of air time there from Pat Robinson. Pushing it down the floor. Scarborough slows it down. Fallon. Over to Gus Eddy. 3-ball coming from D'Souza. Rattles it home.
He's the one guy you just cannot give an open look. He knocks him down at a high rate.
Robinson driving, draws a contact. We'll see if it's on the floor shooting. Foul is against D'Souza, his second, team foul number 6. And it will be 2 shots upcoming for Pat Robinson. So 2 starters already for the Pioneers with 2 fouls. Pat's first free throw hits the back iron. Garrett Denbo into the game. Malik McKinney will go in if Pat's able to knock this one down. Second one is good. Malik McKinney into the game. Pat Robinson will take a quick rest. Fallon will inbound. Tommy Williams has it, has 2 fouls. Fallon down the floor, drops it back to Tommy Williams. Back over to Fallon. Denbo playing defense on him. Fallon drops it off to Eddie. Foul's going to be called underneath. Excuse me, that was Tommy Williams who had it. Foul goes against Garrett Denbo, his first, team foul number 5.
It's just been a little bit of a different game, Isaac. There's no energy in the building. You know, West Liberty hasn't been able to put back-to-back-to-back plays together to get everything going.
Tommy Williams has it off the screen from Scarborough. Picks up the dribble, finds John Williams Jr. Williams Jr. Ben Sarson playing defense on him. 5 to shoot. He's going to be pushed as he goes to shoot it, and John Williams Jr. will head to the line and shoot 2. Foul goes against Ben Sarson, his first, team foul number 6.
Kind of like one of those plays we talked about in the women's game. You got to live with the result. You can't just...
Not a high quality shot either, a fadeaway jumper late in the shot clock.
Yes.
As Williams Jr. knocks down the first. Second one, off the mark, rebound by Marlon Moore. Gets it over to Christian Montague. 8 minutes exactly remaining in the first half. Hilltoppers have the 5-point advantage. Hilltoppers, the number 4 team in the country. Marlon Moore can't handle the handoff. Glenville looks to go the other way as Williams Jr. pulls it back. Eventually gets it over half court. Adrian Scarborough gets it inside. Slam is off the mark as he was fouled in the process. Quick give and go in the corner led to the open chance. Sarson picks up the foul, his second, team foul number 7.
That was probably a good foul there. He prevented the dunk, and I believe Scarborough missed the pair earlier. Trip to the line.
Scarborough 1 of 4 from the charity stripe so far. His first is off the mark. Scarborough on the season is a 51% free throw shooter. Second one is good. That's a line drive free throw too.
Yes, it was.
Montague facing some pressure. He's able to find the middle of the floor in Malik McKinney. His foot's going to pick up as he goes, and that's going to be a travel against the Hilltoppers. Bryce Butler back in the game for Marlon Moore. And the Pioneers have a chance to cut this to a 1-possession game.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Bryce going. He hasn't scored yet. I don't think he even has a shot attempt.
Glenville's able to avoid the 5-second call as Fallon will control it. In the middle of the floor to Scarborough. Handoff. Williams Jr. doesn't take the shot. Looking to work around. To the right side. Tommy Williams back to John Williams Jr. Goes inside. Layup good. It is a 1-possession game. Two-point lead for West Liberty, 28-26, 7:03 remaining in the first half. Kovacevic inside, dumps it out. Denbo, 3, off the side of the rim. McKinney grabs the board, gather rebound. Butler goes up, draws the foul, and Bryce Butler will go to the line. I think it's just going to be the 1-and-1 as a shot wasn't going on. Coach Allett isn't happy. I thought he was in the act of shooting, but you know, when Tommy Williams lands on top of you as you go to shoot.
Yeah, Bryce was protecting himself. He wanted to shoot, but he thought he was going to get clobbered.
Consolation prize is Tommy Williams. That's his third foul. Team foul number 7, so the 1-and-1. First one off the mark, and it's a rebound by D'Souza. Finds Fallon, faces pressure, gets it in the middle of the floor to Gus Eddy. Scarborough back to Eddy, and we are tied 28 apiece. Bryce Butler, hand off. Denbo. Pat Robinson inside, spinning, fading away, not enough on it. Rebound by Scarborough. Glenville now have a chance to take the lead. As Eddy looks to work inside, passes in, good defense by Bryce Butler to get there. As Scarborough would have had an easy finish if it wasn't for him. Zach, we're still into the game for Garrett Denbo.
You know, to use a sports cliche, the Hilltoppers just look flat.
Fallon gets it into Eddy. Picks up his dribble right away, floats it back out to John Williams Jr. 6:10 remaining in the first half. Playing tight defense is Rousseau. John Williams Jr. kicks it out. Eddy for 3, and the lead rattles it home. 3-point lead in the first of the game for the Pioneers. McKinney driving inside, layup, gets it to drop, 31-30. Fallon's able to get it in, back to Eddy, back to Fallon. John Williams Jr. will slow it down, 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Scarborough is able to take the pass, hands it back to Eddy. Gus Eddy. John Williams, 5 to shoot. Williams looking to drive, loses it, goes out of bounds. West Liberty will take it on the baseline. Williams Jr. not thrilled that he didn't get the call, thought it was off a Hilltopper. Now if you're West Liberty, you have your chance to come back and regain the lead as they trail by 1. McKinney barking out orders. Pat Robinson on the right elbow. Robinson's able to get it underneath. Bryce Butler working back spin, finishes it off, and Bryce Butler shows why he's the Mountain East Conference Player of the Week.
Yeah, he is so good down on the block. And that was not an easy shot. That was left-handed.
Fallon is able to break the pressure after the trap into the corner.
Glenville with only 3 turnovers in the entire half.
Adrian Scarborough looking to work on Victor Kovacevic, kicks it out. Fallon, a triple on the way off the back iron. Kovacevic's able to grab the board, and a foul is going to be called on Adrian Scarborough. That's his first, team foul number 8. As we go to the under 5-minute media timeout, West Liberty with the slim lead, 32-31. 4:29 remaining in the first half here on Topper Station.
Undo's Catering, family owned since 1953. With 4 newly remodeled catering facilities throughout the Ohio Valley, Undo's can accommodate banquets from 25 to 700 guests. Undo's caters weddings, picnics, corporate events, holiday events, and job site drop-offs for the construction and oil and gas industry. Call 304-233-5566 today.
What if your bank offers CDs with consistently competitive and higher interest rates?
That's what I want.
What if, unlike other banks, they're normally open more hours? And they don't use high teaser rates on CDs only to lower them later.
Isn't that the way all banks should be?
And even more, several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank.
The right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back at the Topper Station. Hilltoppers have the 1-point lead, 32-31. As going to the line now is Victor Kovacevic, as he was fouled before the media timeout. Adrian Scarborough picks up the foul, his first, team foul number 8.
Isaac, here's some weird numbers for you. We're sitting here with 4:29 left in the half. West Liberty shooting 65% from the floor, 60 from 3, and they have a 1-point lead.
Some weird stats here on this Wednesday. Kovacevic's first attempt at the 1-and-1 is off the mark. As Eddie back to Fallon. Floats it over everyone to John Williams Jr. Fallon stands in center court. And finds Scarborough. Back to Williams Jr. D'Souza open for 3 off the front of the iron. Rebound by Scarborough. Put back is good. And Glenville back in front, 33-32. Pat Robinson has it for the Hilltoppers. Robinson spinning inside, fading away, rattles it down, around and down it goes.
You know, teams have done a good job of taking away his left hand the last 7 or 8 games, but he's developed that little mid-range game. He spins and shoots floaters now.
Williams Jr. backs it out. Looking for space as he works on Kovacevic. Goes inside, reverse layup off the mark. Bryce Butler tips the rebound to Pat Robinson. Loses it, gets it right back. And Zach Rasil. Kovacevic has it on the right wing, underneath to Bryce Butler. Butler spinning, floating, and gets it to fall. Bryce Butler.
West Liberty did a great job of recognizing the mismatch there.
Eddie gets to Scarborough. Had a chance inside, but will back it out. Finds John Williams Jr. Kicks it out. Eddie, a deep 3 off the front iron. Rebound by Christian Montague. Montague looks to push it, floats it ahead. Bryce Butler goes up, draws a contact, and can it as well! Bryce Butler! Gus Eddie picks up the foul, his first, team foul number 9.
West Liberty's had one of these little spurts they're so known for.
Dejon Coggleton back into the game as Eddie will take a seat. And one upcoming for Bryce Butler. And gets it to fall as Marlon Moore comes in the game for Bryce Butler.
Bryce picked up 7 quick points there. We mentioned he hadn't taken a shot attempt.
Mostly because he was on the bench of 2 fouls. D'Souza stops, is able to find John Williams Jr. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. West Liberty with the 6-point lead. Williams Jr. switches over to Kovacevic. As Fallon back to Williams Jr. 10 to shoot. Jr. hesitation, kicks it out. Coggleton open for 3 off the front iron. Rebound by Marlon Moore. Kicks it down the floor to the left side. Montague has it, running out of control. And Williams Jr. is able to grab the rebound. Finds Coggleton. Over to Souza, back to Coggleton as John Williams Jr. will control it. 1:50 remaining in the first half.
This has pretty much been the game. Williams with the ball about 20 seconds on every possession.
Averages 23.5 points a game is Williams. Coggleton fires another triple. This one will fall, and the lead is back to 3. Coggleton's first points of the evening. In the corner, Marlon Moore has a step, takes it back out. Rasil, the triple off the side of the rim. Rebound by Coggleton. Faces pressure right away. He's trying to dribble out of it, and he does. Goes right down the center of the floor and curls over to the right side and hands it back to Fallon. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. It's a 1-possession game. Fallon picks up the dribble, gets it to Williams Jr. Now 1 minute remaining in the first half. Williams Jr. spinning, pump fakes into the corner. Fallon open for 3. I did not know if he got that off in time. Regardless, it's no good as Marlon Moore gets the rebound. Pat Robinson looking to drive on Cogleton. Drives the contact. And Dejon Cogleton will pick up the foul. His second, team foul number 10. And Pat Robinson will head to the line and shoot a deuce. Pat Robinson getting ready to shoot. Averages 20 points a game for the Hilltoppers. First one falls. Tommy Williams back into the game. He definitely has to be careful here in the last 44 seconds with 3 fouls.
Yeah, I've seen it. Normally you're going to sub that kid in maybe if there's not a shot clock differential where you're just going to play offense the whole possession.
D'Souza into the corner, picks up the dribble. Back to Williams Jr. Floats it over. It's going to be picked off. Montague up to McKinney. Off the mark with the dunk. Williams Jr. down the center of the floor. Will curl it back, faces pressure. He gets it poked away, and a foul is going to be called against Christian Montague. That'll be his second, team foul number 8. Excuse me, McKinney picks up the foul. It's still his second, team foul number 8. As Williams Jr. headed the line, shooting the 1-and-1. Shot clock will be off. Unless Glenville is able to get an offensive rebound. Williams free throw, rattles in and out, no good. Rebound by Marlon Moore to Kovacevic. Cross-court pass, Pat Robinson. Hilltoppers will wait for the last shot as they have the 5-point lead. 15 seconds to go. Montague will hold it. Montague will now go as he hands it over to Pat Robinson. Robinson driving inside, goes, draws a contact, and one! Pat Robinson with the speed!
I don't know how that went in.
I don't know either, from where he let go of it.
He was almost behind the board.
As Pat Robinson head of the line and shoot the and-one, John Williams Jr. picks up the foul, his second. And West Liberty already in the double bonus with 5.2 seconds remaining. Robinson can't finish off the N1. Marlon Moore off the board, tries to go up, gets it stripped away. Cogleton down the center of the floor, fires to Prayer, off the backboard and off the mark. But the Hilltoppers have the slim margin of lead here with the 43-36 lead. Coach, what are your thoughts on that first half?
I just think Glenville did an incredible job of dictating the tempo in the game. They didn't turn it over against the press. And when they got in half-court set, they just elected to let Williams isolate at the top, dribble 20-some seconds, and try to make a play.
You have a close one. Imagine it'll be close in the second half. When we come back for halftime, we'll have halftime stats in the second half and more here on Topper Station.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the West Liberty University Highland Center. I'm going to be your tour guide today. My name is Phil Carl, and I am the newly appointed Director of Facilities here. So what does that mean? Where are we? And what happens here? So whether you knew it or not, since 2009, West Liberty University has had roughly a 12,000 square foot presence at the Highland Center. We're right across the street from the Marquee Cinema, snuggled right up next to the Fairfield Inn, and are conveniently located right above DeCarlo's Pizza, so you can entertain, stay, eat, hang out at the Highlands with West Liberty. So as the Director of Facilities, my charge has been to figure out what this facility will be for the future of West Liberty and the Highlands community at large. Moving forward, we want to be a better community partner and offer a wider variety of services. So, if you've got a couple of minutes, come with me. I'm going to show you around the facility and we'll lay out a couple ideas for what West Liberty is planning for this facility and how it can better engage with the community. One of the beautiful things about this facility is right next door there's a 4,000 square foot event room that is maintained by the Ohio County Development Authority. And luckily for us, we have awesome county commissioners that have already spoken to us about a shared partnership utilizing that room, and then the opportunity for West Liberty to engage with breakout rooms. So you could have an event next door, come over here for some breakout sessions, and spend all of your time in one location. And as we move down the hallway, one of the first rooms we come into is room 209 that shares space with room 210. So this room is partitionable. Is partitionable a word? It can be partitioned, cut in half. So right now as the room is laid out, it's about 1,500 square feet and has room for roughly 60 guests to come and spend their time, and a little bit of spare space, so if you wanted to set up food or beverage, you could do so. And like all of the classrooms at the Highlands, it's set up with smartboard technology, projector screens, laptop stations with Apple TV, and it's really a plug-and-play solution. So right now this room is kind of used as our flex space. If you want to have an event to come in and entertain, a continuing education sort of thing, there are customers that come in to take certified testings on the weekend, and it's really just a great open space that is very, very convenient, and again, that it can be partitioned. So this room can go from 1,500 square feet in a large room of 60 to 750 square feet in a room of 30 in just a matter of seconds. One of the things we're going to do here is repurpose some of the classroom space into clinical services center. So in the first quarter of 2022, we're going to take room 226, which is roughly 750 square feet. We're going to clean all of these tables out, and this is going to become the first Highland Center Clinical Services area, and we're going to put in a waiting room. There's going to be a reception desk. There's going to be soundproof private office space in the back. So the idea is a couple of days a week, our behavioral health services and our hearing and audiology services will share time here, so that if you have behavioral health needs, if you needed to see a clinical therapist, or if you have hearing and audiology needs, you can come to the Highlands and utilize those services from West Liberty University. So another part of our growth as a university here is that we wanted to be more expansive for learning of tomorrow. So as we all know, remote work, remote learning isn't going away, and we have to adapt to that. So one of the things that we're committed to doing here in room 228 at the end of our facility is putting in what we refer to as a distance learning room, or a connected classroom rather, as I heard one dean put it. I like that term better, connected classroom. So we're moving on these things pretty quickly, and our goal is to have a professional distance learning center that we can utilize for West Liberty purposes, but then corporations or community partners could utilize for their purposes as well. So the last stop on our next phase of construction is going to be room 213. So we walked through 209 and 210, a 1,500 square foot room. 213 is similarly laid out in a 30 by 50 configuration, another 1,500 square foot room. So 213 right now is our largest classroom, and it, as you can see, is just one big open space classroom. But what it will be in a matter of months after we clean it out is a certified testing area. So what we're committed to do in the next 4 to 6 months is completely renovate this room as you see it now, with a reception desk for a proxy, storage lockers so you can empty your pockets and keep your belongings safe, and then a room of roughly 15 to 20 cubicles with security cameras and technological updates so that a person can log in with a computer, take a test securely, get their things when they're done, and not have to travel an hour to 2 hours away to get that type of secondary certification that they may need. Folks, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to come on this mini tour with me. That's certainly not our entire facility, but it's an updated look on the next couple of projects that West Liberty is committed to providing for this community. Flexibility, continuing education, community outreach, and our rich Hilltopper culture. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by. I'm here most days, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or you could reach out to us at highlands@westliberty.edu. We appreciate your time, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks, guys.
Tomorrow's innovators, teachers, caregivers, researchers, leaders, and creators all have one thing in common. They started out just like you. At West Liberty University, you are the focus. This is a place where you will gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to change your life and the world around you. It all starts here, with you. Visit westliberty.edu to start your journey. It's all here at West Liberty University.
What are you working for? Do you want to pursue your athletic potential while earning a degree that...
Hi, my name is Kai Sadlowski. I'm a visual communications design major here at West Liberty University, and I will be showing you what it's like to be a VCD major here. Today, first we're heading into Intro to Typography with Sarah Davis.
So we are working on your conceptual type, right? Digital layout.
Visual communication design is structuring of visual information to communicate through branding, interactive designs for mobile and web, motion graphics, and packaging through printing media. What makes the program here at West Lib super unique is the classroom setting. In Professor Davis's Intro to Typography class, a lot of the time your classmates give you a lot of feedback on how to improve your piece. We go one-on-one with the teacher, so when you're out of the classroom, you are able to improve your design to make it look very professional, very flawless.
Imply the shape is there without really showing it. And
Okay.
so what you're doing with this blue shape is you're showing this is a way.
Now we're heading into advanced computer graphics.
Okay, so right now we are doing One City, One Pride Arts Festival Design Competition.
What students can expect here are really hands-on projects. Pretty much the design process for creating a piece is you start off with the teacher giving you a prompt, and you start with many sketches. You can go from 10 to 20 to even 30 sketches. The teacher and your fellow classmates will help you narrow down what your favorite rough draft was, or even get components from each rough draft for you to create one masterpiece. Really, the whole process is a lot of revisions to get to this perfect piece that you will be very proud with. I chose this major at West Liberty University because I really like to express my creativity, and I think doing it so through visual communication design is a perfect opportunity. I am able to really use my abilities to create branding, magazine spreads, even just really cool graphics. In the future, I really just hope to use this major in the professional sports avenue, maybe like do some really cool designs for a professional sports team or something like that.
So you can keep those simplified color thing. So instead of putting actual texture in it.
Now we're walking into design thinking with Professor Kang. Design thinking class with Professor Moon is a really great opportunity to understand the brainstorming process of how to create a really good piece. We start off with a lot of brainstorming techniques like mind mapping, storyboard, personification to get your mind going on what a customer might be looking for or what the audience would be interested in. I think this major is really good for others to consider because a lot of people are going to be needing graphics, so anybody with a little bit of creativity, I think they should really consider this major because it's honestly going to help anybody in their fields because everybody's going to need to market some type of graphic. Today we'll be doing my volleyball individual practice. Being a student athlete at West Liberty University is honestly a blessing. Being able to study a major that I really love while also playing a sport like volleyball that I have a really good passion for, it's honestly super fun to play. The atmosphere at West Liberty, having the professors really know that you're an athlete and congratulating you when you won a game or saying good luck when you leave a classroom, it's really awesome. The reason I chose West Liberty was because of their class sizes. The teachers know your name, know what you want to do with your life, know what your work is like, know your capabilities, and really help you succeed to the best of your abilities. Thank you for checking out the Visual Communication major. For more information, visit the website.
Grab a meal at the Dirty Dog Tavern. Located at the top of the hill in West Liberty, Dirty Dog Tavern offers a family-friendly atmosphere with a full menu as well as adult beverages. Catch the game during weekday happy hours, play games like darts or pool, or enjoy the deck with your family and friends. Open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 8. Come to the Dirty Dog Tavern in the town of West Liberty, a proud supporter of Hilltopper Athletics.
Every basket, every touchdown,
every goal, and every spike.
it's possible because of you.
Help our student athletes compete in the classroom
And for championships.
by joining the Hilltopper Athletic Club.
Welcome back inside of Topper Station. A couple minutes away from second half action getting underway, but let's take a look at some of the stats from the first half of play. As the Hilltoppers have the 43-36 lead. Doing a good job, though, in all aspects, but a closer game than most would expect. Hilltoppers had 7 assists in the first half compared to Glenville State's 6, but the Pioneers are out-rebounding the Hilltoppers 17-16. Take a look at the individual stats from the first half. As the leading scorer for the Hilltoppers and for the game is Pat Robinson. He has 13 points. Adrian Scarborough of 8 for Glenville State. Assists as Williams has 3, to Marlon Moore's 2, and rebounds. Adrian Scarborough, 8 rebounds to go of his 8 points, and Marlon Moore of 7 boards for herself.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, and I had mentioned this as we broke for the half. West Liberty still shooting 63% from the floor, but how many games have we seen where the opponent has more shot attempts than West Liberty?
Very slim. It's normally West Liberty, you like to see them finish about 10 or 15 more shots than the opponents.
Both teams have been hurt with poor free throw shooting. West Liberty is 6 of 11 and Glenville's 5 of 11, and West Liberty's missed the front end of a few one-on-ones as well.
And those are the ones that hurt, because you feel like that's just an empty possession that really comes out of it.
Right. And, you know, we talking off the air, it's just been one of those weird games. The building is flattened. And I'm going to give Glenville credit for that they have not let the game become a track meet. And they've tried running with West Liberty several times in the last 3 or 4 years. Not tonight. If they break the press, they're bringing it back up. They're isolating Williams in the middle of the floor and letting him try to make a play. So the game's come to a standstill practically, and West Liberty's been saved with the 63% shooting from the floor.
Should be interesting here in the second half. If West Liberty is able to possibly get a couple points here and get the life of the building in here, changes the story a little bit. But again, you mentioned Glenville doing a good job of kind of silencing the crowd. I think that really works with, and they did a good job after West Liberty came out and started so strong to begin the game, scoring, as you mentioned, like 13 points right off the bat, and didn't let the crowd get to them, and were able to claw their way back.
And we're spoiled here at West Liberty. It's not like they're playing a bottom-tier team. This is a good team they're playing with talented individuals, and West Liberty's up 7, and we're talking about how bad it's been.
Hilltoppers have the ball to begin the second half as Pat Robinson is able to control it. They'll go right to left in the second half. Glenville will go left to right. Kovacevic to Butler. McKinney, corner 3, bullseye, 46-36. That's a way to start the second half. As D'Souza's trapped, is able to get it up. Williams gets it poked out of his hands at the last moment as Malik McKinney comes.
Got a basket, got an assist, got a deflection.
Eddie finds Williams Jr. Driving inside. Foul's going to be called underneath on Ben Sarson. That will be his 3rd, team foul number 1. And the foul's on the floor. Something to keep an eye out for is watch out for Scarborough underneath. I think he's getting close to a 3-second call in the paint. And Hilltopper's going to take that one away as it goes off of Tommy Williams' backside. And Pat Robbins is able to force the steal.
Pat was playing official there.
Well, they didn't know, so he said, I'll take over. They can always listen to me, too. I don't know if that's the greatest idea, but. Pat Robinson over to Ben Sarson. Has a step on the baseline. Pass deflected. McKinney to Bryce Butler. 18 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. 18 minutes exactly remaining in the second half. Robinson, Butler, pump fakes a three. Gets around Eddie. Throws it back into the corner. 10 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. As Ben Sarson, step back, triple. Silky smooth Ben Sarson. Eddie gets it poked out of his hand, off his leg as it goes out. Kovacevic with the steal, and the Hilltoppers are buzzing now.
How quickly this thing went to 15.
Hilltoppers will have it here after the steal. Eddie takes a seat, Fallon into the game for him. McKinney working on D'Souza. Handoff wasn't there. As Butler will take it from here on the right side, working on Williams. He's got 3 fouls, go right at him. He does and finishes it off.
He just makes it look too easy.
And a smart play to go after him. Again, Tommy Williams with 3 fouls. It's not going to foul you in that situation. As Williams on the left side. John Williams Jr. Inside, Adrian Scarborough. Shot's going to be blocked from behind. He's right there, pinballing around. Jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow in favor of the Pioneers. They'll have 11 to shoot with 17:08 remaining in the second half, excuse me. Coggleton into the game as Williams will take a seat. Fallon to inbound. Able to find Williams Jr. Under 10 to shoot. Williams Jr. driving, kicking it out. Fallon, extra pass. As D'Souza's 3 is off the mark, pinballing around. Ben Sarson rips it down with authority with the rebound. Malik McKinney finds Bryce Butler towards the top of the key. Hands it off. Robinson has a step. A lot of contact. The shot won't count, but D'Souza picks up the foul. That will be his 3rd, team foul number 1.
You know, I don't know if we mentioned Isaac. Don Clegg came up with a great graphic this week where it was the 100th week that West Liberty's been ranked in the, was that the top 10 in the country?
Top 5 in the country. 3rd school ever to do it in Division II. Robinson, no look pass to Sarson, loses it between his own legs, is able to get it back. Bryce Butler driving inside, floating it off the back iron, pinballs around. John Williams Jr. is able to bring down the rebound. I did mention that, by the way, early on in the game.
Probably when I was sleeping and didn't make the intro to the show.
It's fine. It happens to everybody.
I was talking to a donor, so I'll.
That's a check in our box as Coggleton's able to knock down the triple. 55-41, 16:05 remaining in the second half. Pat Robinson, Hope trying to answer, and the answer was right. 58-41. Coggleton floats it in. D'Souza's foot was on the line, but we're going to let it go.
Pat Robinson quietly up to 18 points on the game.
Williams Jr. too strong. Scarborough there to get the putback. McKinney hands it off. Robinson again fired off the front of the rim. Gets the offensive board. Driving. Floats it. Blocked by Scarborough. Fallon takes it here. 15.5 remaining in the second half. John Williams Jr. kicks it over to D'Souza. Fires a 3. Short. Battle for the rebound as Fallon's able to get it back to D'Souza, swinging around Coggleton. Wanted to shoot it, won't. Gets it over to Williams Jr. John Williams Jr. looking to go to work on Bryce Butler. Up and under move off the mark. Ben Sarson grabs the rebound, pushes it forward to McKinney. McKinney goes, extra pass. Kovacevic, and one! Great pass from McKinney. Kovacevic finishes it off.
You know, that was a really nice break. I'm going to give Sarson much of that credit. He skied, came down, and immediately threw that outlet pass. I love when you immediately throw those outlet passes and give guards chances to make plays. And Malik threads the needle, and Victor's going to try to finish his second traditional three-point play of the game.
Kovacevic now with 11 points on the evening as the fresh 5 in for the Hilltoppers. Austin Webb, Zach Rosil, Christian Montague, Marlon Moore, and Garrett Denbo. As Tommy Williams controls it. Faces a trap for a second. Still faces a trap. That's a travel. Not going to be called. And it's going to lead to a basket underneath by Scarborough and one. We're going to see if it's called on the floor or counted. I think it's on the floor. It should be on the floor after you miss the trap.
Well, I think what they're talking about was an intentional.
As the conversation is going, saying count the basket. Montague picks up the foul. They say count the basket, and we'll figure out the rest after the media timeout. 14:52. 61-45, West Liberty has the lead here on Topper Station.
What if your bank offers CDs with consistently competitive and higher interest rates?
That's what I want.
What if, unlike other banks, they're normally open more hours? And they don't use high teaser rates on CDs only to lower them later.
Isn't that the way all banks should be?
And even more, several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank.
The right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Where are you going? The store in West Liberty. The store is open 7 days a week with daily lunch specials, hot food and cold sandwiches, Patsy's Pizza, and a wide selection of chips, pop, and other snacks, as well as household goods and hygiene products. We've also got a wide selection of beer and an ATM. Stop on in and check out the store, located at the top of the hill in the town of West Liberty, a proud supporter of Hilltopper Athletics.
Hilltoppers have the 61-45 lead. I believe we heard the announcer right before we went to break. It's just a normal and one. As Adrian Scarborough come to the line and shoot it.
This is where West Liberty's got to stay aggressive.
That one's way off the mark. As now Scarborough's now 2 of 7 from the charity stripe. Christian Montague will control it.
Glenville.
Garrett Denbo working inside, hands it off. Webb, extra pass, Marlon Moore. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession stays with West Liberty. Guess that's a good block.
Yeah, good block, and it's a nice little pass by Austin Webb there on the penetration, but Marlon didn't realize the guy was behind him.
Rosil wide open off the mark. Battle for the rebound off of Tommy Williams, and West Liberty will take it on the baseline.
That was too close for Zach. He has played phenomenally well in the last.
As Marlon Moore takes the lob and finishes it off. At the double dribble wasn't called, as Fallon will go down across half court. Allen inside, dumps it out. 3 ball coming off the mark for Congleton. Montague, Rosil, open in the 3, doesn't take it, gets inside, and draws a foul. Foul should be against number 5, Seth Fallon. That'll be his second, team foul number 3.
You know, I've mentioned this a lot, but I want to bring it up again. You recruit Zach Rosil, one of the all-time leading scorers in Ohio history, most three-point field goals in Ohio history. And, you know, you're getting a kid that can just flat-out score. I don't think in their wildest dreams did they imagine how good he would be on the defensive end.
He's stepped up. I think, honestly, he might be one of his better aspects of his game.
He is so hard-nosed and he plays way bigger than his size.
Congleton has it working against Denbo, but he loses it. Rosil going the other way. Will go, lay it, touches every part of the rim, will go. Hilltoppers pad the stats as Marlon Moore gets the rebound and puts it back. This one goes out of bounds of the pass. Possession stays with Glenville.
Topper's up 22, which I believe is the largest lead of the night.
It is. 13:34 remaining in the second half. Home run pass is thrown. Scarborough is looking to go, and he'll slam it home. The lead is back to 20. Christian Montague looking to work, looking to get around Eddie. Rasil hands it off. Webb back to Montague. 15 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. Marlon Moore towards the top of the key. Shaded to the left. Hands it off to Rasil. Back to Marlon Moore. Triple coming off the mark. Battling for the tip in, and right there, Garrett Denbo finishes it off.
Garrett Denbo's had a nice freshman year as well.
It's proven to be a threat behind the three-point arc.
Somebody up to 69. Let's get to 100, guys.
Eddie finishes it off inside. Christian Montague works on the right side. Pass inside is going to be picked off by Congleton, and Marlon Moore grabs him, and that will be a foul going the other direction, as that's Marlon's first, team foul number 3. Tommy Williams will inbound it for Glenville State.
IUP's up 59-52 over Cal. Furious comeback and midway through the second half.
Gus Eddy looking to work it around. Webb playing close defense at him. Tommy Williams inside throws a lob. Communication not there as Denbo is able to get it. Fires it down the floor. Webb running the floor well. Kicks it out. Rasil triple. Cha-ching! 72-49.
There's a great play.
Tommy Williams crossed half court. Had a screen, looking to work against Rasil. Gus Eddy. Williams Jr. doesn't take the shot. Marlon grabs him as he goes past. That'll be a foul against Marlon Moore. His second, team foul number 4. 5 new Hilltoppers into the game. In the starting 5, Pat Robinson, Bryce Butler, Malik McKinney, Victor Kovacevic, and Ben Sarson. Williams to inbound it. He finds D'Souza. 11:40 remaining in the second half. 3 way short from Williams Jr. Robinson up to McKinney. Looks to challenge him at the rim and rattles it home. I think he was trying to draw a foul, but he'll take the 2 points.
Pat Robinson up to 20 points on the night.
Williams on the top of the key with Kovacevic playing the defense. Pass underneath. Scarborough looking to work against Bryce Butler. Draws the contact, and Scarborough head to the line and shoot the and 1.
See, this has been a nightmare for Coach Caldwell here in the second half. They were able to dictate that tempo in the first half and stay connected, but the problem is once you get down 15, which they fell down 15 almost immediately, the days of getting in a half court and letting Williams dribble out the clock are over.
Scarborough finishes off the traditional three-point play. Hilltoppers still lead 74-52. Ben Sarson lobs it inside Kovacevic. I was going to say it was pushed out of bounds. Foul be called.
I believe they're just calling him out of bounds.
Really? Wow. We're not up to the point yet where I'm not allowed to complain.
Yes. Because you know, TV and radio, play-by-play and analysts are the best officials in the world.
Oh yeah, we know all the rules, and we get to voice our opinion. As Williams Jr. will control it. As they run a little bit of the weave. Williams Jr. top of the key on Kovacevic. Gets past him, layup off the mark. Scarborough's put back attempt off the mark. As pass down the floor, it's going to be tipped As Sarson tried to find Kovacevic, it looked like the Souza was able to get over there and poke it out.
Although I will put a disclaimer in, I think as far as announcing teams go, we're pretty darn fair to the officials.
Yes. Bryce Butler underneath, can't finish it off. Scarborough is able to grab the rebound. And he gets it over to Eddie. Scarborough now with a double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Williams Jr. hands it off to Souza from the left elbow, short. Rebound by Ben Sarson, hands it off to Pat Robinson down the center of the floor. 10-10 remaining in the second half. Over to the corner, Bryce Butler going baseline. Pass inside, Kovacevic gets it, finishes it off, Victor Kovacevic. Glenville is able to break the pressure, under 10 minutes remaining in the second half.
You know, Isaac, Glenville still only has 7 turnovers in the entire game.
They're doing a good job on that aspect. Points, though, on the other hand, not their greatest effort here to come back in this one. 9:47 remaining in regulation. Hilltoppers have the 76-52 lead here on Topper Station.
At Belmont Savings Bank, let's talk stability. You know, like how we've been operating locally since 1885. Or like how we have 4 locations across Belmont County to serve you wherever you are. Or because no matter what you need or where you've banked before, we have the people and resources to make your experience fast and easy. That's what you get when you bank at BSB.
We're Belmont Savings Bank. How may we help you today? We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Water emergencies? Trust the team with the right people, knowledge, and equipment to quickly dry your home or business, preventing further damage. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, the team the Mountaineers.
9:47 remaining in the second half. West Liberty has the 76-52 lead. I'm Isaac Baser, alongside me, West Liberty Athletic Director Coach Lynn Allum. And now, again, we're starting to see the Hilltoppers stretch that lead.
Yeah, they've had way more energy this half, and once they got the game going north-south, and we talked about once they went up 15, they pretty much forced Glenville to pick the tempo up, and there's very few teams in the country that can play with West Liberty. And there's little things, we've talked about this earlier in the season, the beauty of the type of program that West Liberty has. You get leads, you play different lineups, guys get reps, and that's what we're doing with Will right now. This is the perfect opportunity that he can get in and relax and start to get his game legs back under him.
Ease himself back into the game, because he could be playing some very big minutes late in the season. Bryce Butler looking to work inside. Strong finish, but not able to get it to fall. D'Souza grabs the rebound. Gus Eddy down the center of the floor. Lob. Williams Jr. slams it home. Pat Robinson driving inside. Stops. Looking for space. Kicks it out. Bryce Butler spinning. D'Souza with the defense. Backdoor pass. McKinney into the corner. Sarson working to the paint. Hilltoppers passing extremely well. Will Yoakum draws a foul. Trying to drive it inside was Will. Adrian Scarborough picks up the foul, his second, team foul number 4 of the half. McKinney to inbound. Lobs it back to Pat Robinson. Working on Eddie. Uses the speed. Shot won't count. Foul goes against Gus Eddy.
Now, in the earlier game, that would have been an and one.
I think he could have held it for 15 more seconds, and they still would have called it the and one. Gus Eddy's second foul, team foul number 5. Passes in, Ben Sarson. Over to Will Yoakum. Bryce Butler on the left wing. Pass inside, Will Yoakum in the post. Looking to work, battles his way in. Shots can be blocked, grabs a rebound, and finishes it off for Will Yoakum.
Good job by Will.
2-on-1 going the other way. Williams Jr. No good. Good defense by Sarson, and gets called for the foul underneath as Scarborough will head to the line and shoot 2. That's Ben Sarson's 4th, team foul number 6.
Reminding our viewers and listeners out there, we have the 100 for 100 club. $100 for every time the team scores 100 points.
Scarborough off the mark with his 3 throw. He's probably wishing he had a better performance at the 3 throw line tonight. Now 3 of 9. But again, a double-double so far with the 17 points and 10 rebounds.
Yeah, he was a factor early in the game, hitting the offensive glass.
And Scarborough will take a rest as Allman into the game. Christian Montague to the left side, Pat Robinson driving the baseline, throws it back. Montague, Butler, triple, cha-ching, 81-55.
Bryce Butler up to 14 points on the night.
Gussetti gets it in, Tommy Williams. Gets it across half court with a couple seconds to spare. John Williams Jr. Kicks it over, Gussetti, pass underneath. Cogleton running out of room. And eventually Williams Jr. gets it, goes inside. Foul will be called against Will Yoakum. That will be his first, team foul number 7. 2 shots upcoming for Williams Jr.
IUP and Cal tied at 62, and for those of you out there, West Liberty and IUP are battling to be the top team in the region at this point. Both have lost 2 times on the season.
Williams Jr. makes it 2-2 from the charity stripe. He's now in double digits with 11 points. Under 8 minutes remaining here. Hilltoppers are stretched out in the lead, 81-57. Marlon Moore in the left wing. Marlon kicks it out. Montague. Marlon Moore, step back. Yoakum, 3, off the mark. Robinson grabs the board. Put back right there for Pat Robinson.
He's just too strong.
Give him 20 points, his average on the season. Cogleton loses it. Bryce Butler goes, and look out below, Bryce Butler. Oh, and he kicks it so close to getting the steal. Zach Rousseau into the game for Pat Robinson. Hilltoppers now lead 85-57. Their largest lead of the evening of 28 points. Passes in, Williams Jr. trapped in the corner. Pass is going to be tipped, and his foot was out of bounds. He went out of bounds and was the first one to touch it, so the Hilltoppers forced a turnover.
Glenville up to double-digit turnovers for the first time today.
Butler is able to find Marlon Moore. Pass aside. Will Yoakum at the foul line, spinning. Great move. Yoakum high off the glass. What a basket for Will Yoakum.
That's a tornado.
And he left this man in the dust.
There you go.
As foul into the right side, Cogleton, top of the key. Williams Jr. has a step on Marlon Moore, drives inside. Foul is going to be called. And it will go against Marlon Moore.
You know, these things happen so quickly. We're talking at halftime how flat we've been and how slow the game is. And West Liberty's up 30 points.
West Liberty scored more points in this half than it did in the first half, and there's 6:44 remaining. And it wasn't like West Liberty shot bad in the first half. 63%. They're actually shooting worse from the field in the second half than they did the first. As 3 throws fall, 87-59. .635 remaining in this one. Hilltoppers looking to improve to 21-2. Christian Montague. Will Yoakum, top of the key, has Allman on him. Montague driving inside. Oh, gets right past his man and lays it up and in. Tommy Williams to Seth Valen. Picked up the dribble. Coggleton step backs on Garrett Denbo. Eventually get back to Fallon to Williams Jr. Pass inside. Allman is able to get past Yoakum, and Yoakum fouls him in the process. As Allman will head to the line and shoot two. Will Yoakum, second foul, team foul number 8.
Chance to mention, as we did in the women's game, West Liberty travels to Concord this weekend for a Saturday matchup in a place that there's been some very interesting games down there.
There definitely has. But you have to take it one game at a time. I think this one's pretty much on ice. I'm willing to say that. Up 30 points, and you have the ball with under 6 minutes remaining in this one. Pass between two Hilltoppers, between Rasil and Denbo, turnover. The one thing you have to mention, talk about the continued success of these Hilltoppers. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Coach. 17 straight seasons of 20 wins or more for the Hilltoppers.
Yes, that is true.
To put this into perspective, I think it was the 2005-2006 season was the last one they didn't, as a 3 is good for Coggleton. I was 5 years old. Christian Montague to Will Yoakum, shaded to the left side. Hand off to Marlon Moore. 5:20 remaining. Marlon passes it to Yoakum. Back to Marlon Moore, working inside. Up and under move, can't get the fall. Put back attempt, no good, but Marlon's going to be fouled. And the foul will go against Tommy Williams, his 4th, team foul number 6.
You know, the one thing about Marlon, and I've watched a lot of games over my life, he is one of the quickest jumpers. He gets off his feet as fast, I think, as any kid that's ever played here.
Do a little bit of everything as well. He can be your leading rebounder, he can block shots, and he can make clutch shots when you need him to.
Well, and we've talked where he has absolutely been invaluable is in the big games. Regional last year and the conference tournament 2 years ago, and he just has had a knack for rising to the occasion.
Out of bounds. They're going to call a foul against Christian Montague, saying he pulled Fallon out of the way. This will be Christian's 3rd foul, and it results in 2 free throws. It's team foul number 10. As Fallon at the line, will shoot the 2.
Got some key events coming up for West Liberty.
It's 2 shots, everyone. Let's hold our horses.
In some of our other sports, the men and women's track teams have indoor track championships coming up in Huntington in a week or so. I think the baseball team gets underway here this week.
Play Friday and Saturday down in Tennessee. Marlon Moore grabs the rebound.
Acro will be very talented. Acro team will be going here. I think they had this week's game. They're going to move it.
West Liberty's acrobatics and tumbling team, as Williams Jr. is able to finish it off. Preseason number 1 in the Mountain East Conference.
Coach Kelsey Kyle has done an unbelievable job with that program.
Zach Rasil driving inside, pokes it away. Marlon Moore mid-range off the mark. Rasil grabs the rebound. Montague doesn't take the 3. Marlon Moore will, and off the mark. Denbo tried to battle for the rebound. Williams Jr. is able to pull it down. Faces pressure. He's able to find Coggleton, go in the other direction. Will go. Offensive foul as Marlon Moore draws the charge. And Elijah Watson and Luke Powell will come into the game after the media timeout. Hilltoppers got this one in the bag as they lead 91-64 here. 4:20 remaining here on Topper Station.
I'm Troy. I'm an art education major here at West Liberty University.
The art education program at West Liberty is really like a big family. It's about teaching a way of creative thinking, a way of honest unique self. When you come here, don't think that you need to change yourself. You can always be yourself, and the community here at West Liberty will accept you for you regardless. This is a community in and of itself, and the Hilltopper Nation will gladly have you.
For more information, go to westliberty.edu/artaid.
What if your bank offers CDs with consistently competitive and higher interest rates?
That's what I want.
What if, unlike other banks, they're normally open more hours? And they don't use high teaser rates on CDs only to lower them later.
Isn't that the way all banks should be?
And even more, several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank.
The right bank.
Open your CD account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
4:20 remaining at the ASRC. The Hilltoppers have the commanding 91-64 lead. As Coach mentioned, the next time the Hilltoppers will be in action is this Saturday at Concord. Should be two good matchups, women's side, where it should be a definitely interesting game, different game for Concord as well. That's when West Liberty played. It seemed like half the team wasn't playing in that game.
Yeah, for sure. And I will be going to Concord. I love that trip every year. Close friends with their women's coach, Kenny Osborne, so he'll get me a steak.
Yoakum inside, a lot of contact. And it's off the mark. As Gussetti faces a triple team, but is able to get out of it. As Fallon. On the right side, Ullman working on Elijah Watson. Shot up, off the mark. Battling for the rebound, and eventually Garrett Denbo takes it to Luke Powell.
You know, West Liberty's held Glenville to 7 3-point field goals tonight. They came in averaging a nation's best over 12 a game.
Cogleton looking to work against Watson. Triple on its way and drains it.
And that's the announcer jinx. Soon
Never
as I
fails.
say that, they
Never fails. Again, you know my thoughts on the broadcaster jinx. It's not a thing. Our job is to point out the audience. Zach Rasil walks it down the floor. Can't play with 6. As the whistle will be blown. How many times have you seen that? The ball inbounded and the other team has 6 guys on the floor. In hockey, that's called too many men. Driving inside, Watson can't get it to fall. Battle for the rebound, taken by Ullman. Controlling it is Eddie. Kicks it over to Ullman. 2:50 remaining here at the ASRC. Shot up off the mark. Rebound by Watson. Kicks it over to Rasil.
And that's one of those plays. Zach Rasil, the smallest guy out there for us, elevates and gets his hands on that.
No, Yoakum has it, working on Eddie, gets it poked away, battling through, knocked to the floor, and moving it the other direction is Lilly. Throws the lob off the mark, and Lilly's able to get it back. Backdoor pass, driving inside, floating, and getting it to fall. Toppers look to push it out of bounds off of Glenville. West Liberty calls a timeout, a 30-second timeout, as that last basket for Glenville was by Grayson Shepard. .213 remains here. 91-69, West Liberty has the lead. And if everything's going to stay as it is, Coach Ben Hallett will move to a cool 100 games above 500 in his coaching career at West Liberty.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
As he will be 120-20 in his coaching career.
What about Kim Stevens' record at Glenville?
It was also pretty good.
It was like 143-20, wasn't it?
Yes. Austin Webb is able to get the easy basket underneath. That gets Austin on the board, his first 2 points. Watson's able to get the steal. Goes inside. It slams it down. There's your Belmont Savings Bank play of the game. Allman the other way. Get that out of here. ×2. Going the other direction. Denbo drives inside. Layup. Can't get the fall. Put back. Watson again. And it's a show here at the ASRC.
Can we have a Belmont Savings Bank sequence of the game?
We're counting it tonight. A block going the other way. A foul's going to be called on Will Yoakum for being aggressive on defense. 91 seconds remain here at the ASRC. That was the best sequence we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, Isaac, because I'm a little superstitious, I've been following this for 10 straight minutes. We have a surprising development in the Mountain East Conference tonight. Notre Dame just defeated Fairmont 76-73.
And that throws a fold in the equation for the folks in Fairmont. Shepherd's first free throw is off the mark. Second one will fall.
Now those two teams have played some really crazy games over the last 3 or 4 years.
Hilltoppers need 3 for the century mark. Watson's going to be not. Contact was made. Watson goes inside, goes up strong, and he's going to be fouled this time. And Elijah Watson will head to the line and shoot 2. Thielemus picks up the foul, his first. Team foul number 8. Watson will be shooting 2. First one is good. It's good to see Elijah back on the floor as well. Missed a little bit of time this season.
Actually, I got they must have made 2 free throws with no time left. It was 78-73.
Still a win in the record column. Thielemus will go the other direction. He'll try to throw one down. Watson will pick up the foul with 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining. Watson's first team foul, number 10, or past 10 in the double bonus. And that's an air ball. Not the greatest free throw shooting night for either squad. Now 12 of 26. 12 of 27. But they grab the offensive rebound. They move it around. Gus Eddy with under 1 minute remaining. Corner 3 off the mark. And grabbing the offensive rebound, is Shepherd. Thielemus looking to work. Gets into the corner. 3 coming. Off the mark again. Luke Powell grabs the rebound. Getting it down the floor. Austin Webb inside. Watson goes. Give it 100. The definite cha-ching there. As Elijah Watson will go for the and one.
The 100 for 100 just got interesting.
Watson shooting the and one. With Yoakum trying to go for the tip in, wasn't there. Hilltoppers have the 30-point lead with 30 seconds remaining. Thielemus in. 3 ball coming from the wing, off the back iron. Luke Powell has it, up to Garrett Denbo. And he'll look out below for Garrett Denbo.
That's his first dunk of the season, I believe.
I don't know what the rims did to this Hilltopper team. Well, they're not happy with them as they put a punishment on them. Deep 3 coming to take it home with them. It's off the mark as Will Yoakum will get credit for a rebound at the end of the game. And the Hilltoppers get the thumping win over Glenville State, 102-70.
Yeah, the whole key was West Liberty came out and immediately pushed that 7-point lead to 15. The tempo of the game changed, and that's when West Liberty's going to play at their best.
Next time the Hilltoppers are at home, or is next Wednesday, as they'll take on Frostburg State, and those 2 matchups should be a great night then, but have to take care of Concord first.
Yes, that's going to be a challenging night for both teams.
Hilltoppers were led tonight by Pat Robinson, 20 points, on 8 of 13 from the field, and he went 3 of 5 from the charity stripe as well.
Yeah, it was just a good night.
Absolute great night. I want to say thank you to everyone that tuned in to tonight's games. Our absolute great time. Say thank you to our Topper Station crew for helping us out. Say thank you to you, Coach Allam. And I'm Isaac Basinger saying this is a presentation of the NCAA, the Mountain East Conference, and West Liberty Athletics here on Topper Station. We hope you enjoyed the game. And next time you'll see us is next Wednesday here on Topper Station.
Tomorrow's innovators, teachers, caregivers, researchers, leaders, and creators all have one thing in common. They started out just like you. At West Liberty University, you are the focus. This is a place where you will gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to change your life and the world around you. It all starts here, with you. Visit westliberty.edu to start your journey. It's all here at West Liberty University.
What are you working for? Do you want to pursue your athletic potential while earning a degree that will benefit you for a lifetime? Do you want to play at the highest level in your sport? Do you want to be a champion? That's what the 12 proud members of the Mountain East Conference are advancing toward every day, providing opportunities